Welcome back. I want to keep reading more of this. I know there's a lot of interested people. The very pretty girl, Miss White Widow, said you should also debaptize yourself. Now that's interesting because I know churches mess so many people up. There's church people that are molesting people. Can I help you? Are you molesting me? Um, and all that. But if you have a real relationship with Christ and you're not satanic, you basically just can take other people as yourself. You can look at other people. You don't need any church. You can have guidance from your higher self. You don't need any religion. You got it. I don't think it's necessary. I don't think, I think what you're trying to say is that there needs to be a removal of this religiousness. And I could feel that. I understand that. A lot of people have problems with religion, and rightly so. Do I want to read more? Yeah, I do. I'm going to read more from this book. In my opinion, all of your hyperspace or oversoul work has the result of developing patience. You have to have patience to sift and sort through the energetic layers. As in my Decoding Your Life book, you have to slow down enough to understand this moment in time and space because all the other moments are built upon it. When you skip around from step to step, you make inroads. You can get to and you can get somewhere, but the journey can be fragile with pitfalls. The idea is to focus in the eternal now and in the God mind while maintaining focus on the soul personality. You need to have some point of reference, which is why which is why you have the physical body. This is why you need the understanding of the physical body, which then helps you anchor into this reality. In turn, it provides specific experiences for the soul personality's needs. What's up, dude? With this in mind, why do you think so many function without awareness? What is the overall objective purpose? What about you specifically? Objectively observing, why do you think you used to function without awareness? Objectively observing, why are there areas in your life where you still do not have full disclosure or awareness? Because people identify with the body, they get pushed into the animal mind. I keep pushing you into the understanding of the difference between mind that runs the physical body and the mind that runs you. When you are lost in the illusion, you do not realize two minds run your existence in this reality. You build the body from organic matter from the earth, from the bottom up. You build the soul personality with the energy poured into from your oversoul from the top down. The two tie in at the solar plexus or the abdomen. This is why, when all else fails, I tell you to trust your gut reaction. This is your survival animal mind kicking in. The animal mind is in charge of the animal that you inhabit. The animal mind must ensure the continuation of the species. The global handlers view you as an animal to be domesticated and trained. First, they focused on your animal mind. They make you believe that you are the animal. They lower you via hyperspace symbols such as a bright red target symbol, which sexually focuses your consciousness in your root chakra. People who are interested in sex because sex ensures survival of the species Food and shelter are the other two requirements. That is all that is important to keep the species alive. You are given the choice. If you do not focus the animal mind and insist on focusing within your own consciousness, then programming comes into play. You are allowed to keep your mind, but it is still subject to control. You can try to elevate your mind to places they cannot go. Review my Unholy Trinity article. Are you in charge of your animal, or is your animal in charge of you? What do you think, animal? Yeah. Are you the rider of your horse? Besides fasting, have you ever done anything to gain control over your animal? Have you? The animal is important to keep focused in this reality because you know who you are and where you come from. You often do not want to be here. You want to be there. Your unhappiness creates issues in the bodies, which focuses you on here. Whoa, I don't want to tip my bucket over. Whoa, whoa, whoa. When your body hurts, it is challenging to focus on anything else. You want the pain to be gone and will almost do anything to get out of pain. I got allergies. What about extreme pain that throws you out of the body? Have you ever had that happen? Have you had both extremes? How do you balance it to keep your focus on here and now? Time travel. When you focus on here and now, time travel happens more often than you realize. For example, if you are in excruciating pain, how long is 5 minutes? If you're enjoying yourself immeasurably, how long is 5 minutes? If you are, why do you have time in this reality? Why is time differing depending upon your perception? Is it your perception, or does time really speed up and slow down? Have you had this experience? If so, yes, where, when, and how? In true reality, there is no time and space. There is only the eternal now. When you extrapolate this into reality, you understand that time only exists because everyone agrees to focus on time. It is the focus of the population that creates time into existence. If we all agree to meet at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, we all focus on a specific point within the God mind to bring us all together at the same moment. However, without this agreement, we'd all do our own thing, independent of each other. Your time within your own reality is inconsistent and does not really exist. If you're sitting in a waiting room for an appointment, 5 or 10 minutes can be excruciatingly long. But if you are at your computer doing something you enjoy, you only have 5 or 10 minutes. It passes in the blink of an eye. While as a culture we agree to go by the clock, does having a different clock make time happen? Does having a clock make time happen, or is it our focus on the clock that creates time? What other examples can you give of slowing down or speeding up outside of what others perceive as normal time? When you are awake and functional, time varies all over the place. It is only because of the clock that your focus is continually redirected to one mutually agreed upon point in time and space. That allows society as a whole to function. It is because you agree to this that time happens all in this reality. Can you remember growing? Do you remember when you were 3 foot tall? And then how you got to be 4, 5, and 6 feet tall? How about a time lapse photography that slows down and speeds up time so you can watch growth unfold? What other example can you give of time creating change which most people are not aware? At night, You do not watch the clock. You close your eyes, you go to sleep, you wake the next morning. People dream, have nightmare experiences, and rest their bodies while in different time zones and carry on with their lives. Because you sleep, does time stop? What happens to time when you're dreaming? Have you had a nightmare that experience have you had a nighttime experiences that speed up or slow down time? People who have abduction experiences often talk about missing time. They are in one place and they look at the clock, either more time has passed or less has passed without being able to account for where the time has gone. What do you think about missing time? Has it ever happened to you? Have you had any missing time? This will be the last point I read, point of reference. You cannot explore the oversoul matrix without having a point of reference in this reality. You have to be aware of here and now, so that your point of reference to which you can return. People who can explore their oversoul matrix without a point of reference to which they can mentally return are labeled crazy and given prescription drugs to help them blot out everything except the present moment. These types of people hear voices, see lights, pictures, see people who are not there, and so forth. They're given all sorts of mental illness labels. These people are these people having experiences do not have the tools to focus, and the people handing out the pills are not schooled in the meta or beyond physical. Everyone thinks that these people who are operating outside the agreed upon time and space reality have a problem. The global handlers know what is going on, but this is part of their ploy to keep true reality out of the masses. This is really no different than the ancient priests or shaman medicine men who withheld information from the masses simply because you have to have the mental, emotional, or spiritual capacity and strength to travel within the oversoul matrix without going crazy. You cannot go you cannot go far and expect to return unless properly grounded and balanced. Do you know people like this, or have you had these types of experiences? What is your opinion? Are these people crazy? Or are they simply traveling within their own oversoul matrix without the proper tools? What do you think? I think there's all kinds of ways to be and live. And I think any new approach should be welcomed in this life, especially if it works, if it's not completely shucking aside everything that you know to be true, then give it a shot, give it a go. There's no reason to be so harsh to people that are different or that take different approaches. In fact, it's better for us to take a different approach in life because look at the way things are. I mean, is the consensus realities approach to society doing us all any good? Not really. It seems to be pretty fucked up, I would say. It's hard to relate to people, it's hard to interact. Everything's tampered with, everyone's got their perception and point of view shaded by so much other bullshit that has nothing to do with them that they just were taught and told. And I think it's a good idea to question everything. That's my video. That's part 2. Hope you enjoy. Please like, share, and subscribe.